I am starting to pack for Portugal. It is Friday. I'm leaving Monday. My my closet's a disaster. Wait until you see the rest of the room. I decided I'm going to kind of document the next few days because I'm starting to feel really nostalgic and I'm getting very emotional. I had to get away. So much of who I am has been influenced by Europe. So much of the woman that I am now is because of the time I've spent in Europe. I've spent more time in Europe in the last decade, really, than here. I've been home in New York for the longest that I've been in like 2 decades. I haven't been this consecutively in the States, let alone in New York. Spending time in the States for me is usually split between New York and Miami, but I've been here in New York in the same place since April of 2022, which is crazy for me. And so much has changed since then. Now that I'm packing and it's so many familiar feelings, and I just feel like I'm going back to Europe as a different person, but also the person that I am is because of Europe. It's just starting to like be overwhelming, but like in a really good way and in a really exciting way. So the first thing I like to do is I take out the clothes that I'm interested in bringing, and I put them in piles. Like here's pants and skirts, shirts, blazer type sweater things, tanks and camisoles. Now what I do is I take all of these items and I try them on, because so often we don't try things on, or we haven't worn something in a really long time. And I'm going to give you the perfect example of that is these pants. I really wanted to bring these pants. I love these pants, but I haven't worn them in a while and they just kind of don't look great. So I tried them on and I was like, nope. Other tip outside of trying things on is to try things on as outfits and to pack outfits and not items, because I might really like these pants that are here, but I don't have a top that goes with them perfectly. And now I have a pair of pants with me that I can't wear. So my next tip after you try on the things is outfits. And then the best part about this is if you look, I'm kind of sticking to a general like neutral earthy tones with the exception of that red sweater, but everything's either like cream and black or a neutral tone. And that means that like everything here can integrate. Everything kind of like goes together so that I can mix and match based on how I feel. I suggest clearing off a table and making it your unpacking this small thing table. So I'm every time like I come across something that I want to pack that's small, like my makeup or my toiletries, or I have to find my passport, I'm going to put that here. Like anything that's small, just have like a dedicated I'm packing this table for a few days before you go on a trip. And then just as the days go on, you just kind of like put the things there. I just got out of yin yoga and old habits die hard. So I had to stop at Target to do a Target pickup. Of course, I had to do a Target pickup a few days before I'm going to Europe. Some things never change, but I moved through a lot of what I was starting to feel earlier about just like processing how I'm a different person going to a place that is so familiar and a place that has made me so much of who I am. I had a lot of fear stuck in my body about fully stepping into who I am meant to be and who I know that I am deep down. I don't know how else to say that. And I had to move through, I mean, I still have to move through it. You don't just move through it in one session. I'm forever grateful for yin yoga as a practice. And I'm just feeling a lot right now and just allowing myself to feel that, because sometimes, you know, especially when they are fears or feelings that are uncomfortable and those feelings of discomfort, like I just cried like a baby in yin yoga in some of the positions that I was in because it hurt so bad, but I stayed in it because I had to feel that pain, and I had to feel the pain of the fear that I've been holding myself back with this fear. It was a lot of pain on like the inside of my left leg. It was a lot of pain in my knees. That fear of stepping forward lives in the knees. I guess that's part of the process this weekend. It is now Sunday. I'm leaving tomorrow. My clothes are still all over the place. I haven't actually packed. I have everything aside that I need to pack, but I haven't actually packed yet. I don't leave until tomorrow night though. My flight's not until like 8 p.m. so I'm really not worried. I have a lot on my agenda today. It's not giving time for reflection. I have family visiting. There's just like a lot going on. In the meantime, I gotta get packing. I gotta clean. Jehovah's Witness just rang at the doorbell. I gotta go answer the door. Realistically, I could fit everything that I'm bringing in this checked bag, but I am bringing both of these bags. I believe that comfort and convenience are two things that you can't put a price tag on. The comfort and convenience of checking a bag is free. The comfort and convenience of rolling in the airport a carry-on. Yeah, I could put all those things into a smaller duffel, but it's just so much easier to just roll your suitcase, your carry-on suitcase in the airport. So I'm bringing 2 bags, even though I don't really need 2 bags, because it's easier, it's more convenient for me in the long run. Full disclosure, these companies sent me these suitcases. I did not pay for them. Away sent me this as like an industry gift when they first launched their company. American Tourister, this one was one of my biggest clients for years, like my biggest contract. The Away bag is probably like 6 years old. Amazing. I use it all the time. This is an amazing bag. The American Tourister has seen better days, but it's about 8 years old. It has been to more countries than like the average 5 Americans combined. It has been all over the world. These are really good suitcases. Like, I can't believe that I still have them. The American Tourister one, I think it probably only has about a year left in it, truthfully. The Away one, this bag was made like, this bag was just made so well. It's been tossed around, it's been checked, it's been carried on. This one, you can see, as I said, it's seen some better days, but it still works. This one's a little pricey. This one is less than $100. It was like literally my job to travel for 5 years. Over the last year and a half, I've gone a few places, but I haven't had to pack the way I'm packing. I've just had a weekender bag, or I drove somewhere for a night or two. So it's all just like very surreal, because I'm just going on a trip. I'm not going somewhere for work. I'm not moving somewhere. I moved to Italy the last time I was packing like this. It's bringing back a lot of memories, because for so long it was like I was just traveling for work nonstop. And so much of who I am is because of that. And it's just really surreal. Like I'm a different person now. So this is another tip I really wanted to share. A lot of suitcases come with this extender, so you can unzip the extender to extend the bag by an extra inch or 2 inches. When I pack, I always pack with the extender closed, and then after I close my suitcase, I extend the bag and am able to zip it, because we have the tendency, or at least I have the tendency, to overpack. So my bag won't zip, but if I give myself the extra inch or 2 at the end, after my bag is packed, it will zip perfectly like this. It is 10:30. It is Sunday night. I leave tomorrow, and I am exhausted. I have some cream on my chin because I have a pimple. So we're just gonna let that live for now. My goal was to have everything packed and ready to go before I go to bed, have my room clean. This is for all my carry-on, like my skincare, my on the plane bag, my makeup, my purse. My checked bag is closed and ready to go. It is nowhere near 50 pounds. My carry-on is like almost ready, as you can see. Still have to decide what outfit I want to wear, but generally speaking, it is clean-ish in here. It is organized-ish in here, and I can go to bed knowing that I don't have much to do tomorrow. I don't have to be in a rush. I'm glad that I don't have to rush to wake up because I'm exhausted. You can literally hear it in my voice and see it in my face. I have a stim machine on my lower back. My lower back is killing me because I haven't stopped all day and I haven't gotten to stretch today. So I'm going to go stretch and go to bed and sleep like a baby. There are so many benefits to stretching, like posture and circulation, flexibility and range of motion. But for me, the reason it is so imperative that I stretch every day, especially before bed, is mostly just for stress relief and to reduce any muscle tension that has accumulated, especially on busy days. Our muscles tense up, and if we don't take the time to stretch them out, even if we are so tired. I was so tired and I did not want to spend this 20 minutes stretching, but I had to. And overall, it just helps my quality of life. Like, my quality of life is so much better when I'm stretched. It is now Monday. I am leaving tonight. I am feeling so grateful. I've been up for a few hours already and I've cried like 3 or 4 times, just feeling really grateful right now. Little signs from God that I'm like in the right place and doing the right thing. I called Verizon to add the travel pass onto my phone. The woman was like, "Oh, actually you have 17 complimentary days of travel pass on your phone." I know it's something so small, but it just saved me like $100, and that's not something small. I have a few things to do. I leave my home immaculate when I leave for a trip. So when I get home, everything is perfect. So I'm going to change my bed sheets. I'm going to wash my bed sheets. I don't like to have dirty laundry when I leave the house. I am going to go to yoga, and then I'm going to run to Whole Foods, get some like snacks for the plane. Even though I'm going to be sitting in Delta One, everyone thinks that like first class meals are better, but it's still like microwaved food already prepared like a day or two ago, and I'm not interested in eating that on the plane. I'm just really glad that I got like the majority of my shit done yesterday, so I was able to wake up in ease. I did meditation this morning. I started meditating first thing in the morning at the suggestion of my Kundalini teacher about 3 months ago. I use the app Insight Timer for my meditation. It tells you how many consecutive days that you've meditated, and today was my 111th day of meditating. Like, all these like little things. Your 111th day of meditating, you have 17 free days of travel pass. There's just been a lot of like really beautiful signs and synchronicities this morning. So I'm feeling so grateful. I am so excited to go to yoga. I've been practicing Ashtanga a little bit more often, and it really challenges me. And as I said, on Friday, I was moving through some big fears that were in my body, and they're still there. So Ashtanga really challenges me to push through some of those fears, some of those pains. I just got out of Ashtanga. I was challenged. Clearly, I'm crying, but in a good way. Like, I was challenged, but I'm also so proud of myself. And, I've been mentioning how I feel like I'm going on this trip today, and I feel like a new person going on this trip. And a big part of who I've become and how I've become so resilient has been through my yoga practice and through this particular practice with this particular teacher. She doesn't baby me. It's tough, and that tough love is really what I needed, because she let me support myself, and I just realized like how much I've been supporting myself the last few months, and I'm just so incredibly proud of myself. So proud of myself that it brings me to tears, and I'm just really grateful. And now I'm gonna run to Whole Foods, and then I'm gonna go home and take a shower. One thing about me is I am a sucker for a sunset. I love a proper pink hour. And when I got to the airport and I got through the terminal and got all checked in, and then I looked to my right, and there it was, a beautiful sunset. It just felt very synchronistic, like another beautiful sign from God that I had been getting all day. When I got to the Delta Lounge as a Platinum Delta member who was flying Delta One and who has the Delta Reserve credit card, and they handed me this ticket to wait in line, I honestly was just really so annoyed. I decided to take myself to the express spot instead for a much needed manicure, and would you look at that? That is so much better. After my visit to the express spa, I got onto my flight with my fresh manicure. I felt so much better having a fresh manicure. And then I saw another little sign from God, those angel numbers that had been following me all day. And I got nice and cozy, and then I was actually blessed by the TV gods when I noticed that Practical Magic was on the plane. Like, come on, does it get any better than that? I honestly didn't sleep much. I got maybe 2 hours of sleep, but it really didn't matter because when I woke up, we were getting ready to land, and there was a beautiful sunrise happening outside of my windows. I landed in Lisbon to some beautiful golden light, and I was really grateful that I brought a hat on the plane with me because my hair was a hot mess. I hopped in an Uber, got my first sights of Lisbon, and then, of course, I had to have an affogato upon arrival. And when I looked up from the cafe to the pharmacy across the street, there was yet another angel number waiting for me. It was 1111, an omen for a great trip ahead.